What's up, Dub Nation? Harrison Graham here from Chat Sports, here to answer all of your questions on today's Golden State Warriors mailbag. Appreciate everybody who submitted their questions on the show. And hey, if you want to be a part of our next mailbag video, you need to subscribe to the channel. Trying to get to 46,500 subs. We're only 40 away. Hit that sub button. Once we get to that number, we'll do another mailbag in the future. So go ahead and subscribe for more Golden State Warriors YouTube videos. All right, let's get started with mentality. I still think Hachimura would be great on the Warriors. What trade would you do to get him? Giving anything up is so hard. Certainly an interesting idea to get you some more front court depth. Obviously, you've got Kevon Looney, James Wiseman, who's still trying to figure out what his role is going to be on this basketball team, not only this year but long term. Whereas you look at a guy like Rui Hachimura, maybe he's flatlined a little bit in Washington, but he's been a pretty consistent player since entering the league. He's been in double figures throughout his entire career. 13.5 his rookie year, 14 his second year, just over 11 last year, still in double figures this year. He's a pretty good rebounder. I like Rui Hachimura as a bench energy big type. He really can score the basketball. And you guys may not like this, but I think right now he's a better player than Jonathan Kuminga. The salaries line up pretty closely there. Straight up, Kuminga for Hachimura, I get Kuminga's ceiling's probably higher, but he hasn't become much of a factor this year. Kind of finished slowly last year, has not picked up this year and taken that next step up to this point. It's obviously early on in the season, but you could make a strong argument that Hachimura could help you out more right away than a guy like Jonathan Kuminga has so far this year. Now, would you make this trade, Hachimura for Kuminga? Type T for trade or type P for pass? Let me know in the comments. It'd be a tough decision, but it could be one worth making. From Kimbo, how's Iggy's hip coming along? We need him for that second unit alongside Jordan Poole and Dante DiVincenzo when he comes back to steady things, because that unit is not holding and maintaining leads when Steph and Dre go to the bench. Now, Iguodala kept it straight simple here. He said, I'll be there when I be there when it comes to his injury status. Now, first of all, thanks, Iggy, for the real clear update there. But second of all, Iguodala didn't decide to return for a 19th season until like a month before the season. So I think the fact that we're concerned about him being an impactful player is a bit problematic, right? I mean, the Warriors have obviously gotten off to a slow start here, and it's not ideal that we're sitting here saying, oh, man, we really need Andre Iguodala out there. Like, he should be a cherry on top. He should not be a guy you're banking on playing 20, 25 minutes a game. Here's what Iggy had to say. He says, I have a load that I'm looking for, an analytical load. There's a number that you want to have as an output with the devices that we wear, the tracking devices. I've hit that a couple times, and we know how many times a week I need to hit that. And what he's talking about there is just basically like the sports science tracking stuff that every team has now, and especially for aging players, as they balance load management and all of that stuff. Obviously, I want Iggy out there and to contribute, but again, I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, him playing 25 minutes a night is what needs to happen. I don't think that is the case, but obviously having more options at your disposal for Steve Kerr is certainly something that would be a good thing. Now, today's show is sponsored by Established Titles, and Established Titles is a fun and novel way, to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with a crest. We plant a tree with every order and work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support those global reforestation efforts. You could officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card, plane tickets, dating profiles, etc. It makes for a great last-minute gift. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot that I just got with Established Titles, just a few minutes away from my plot. Depending on how many of you want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our title, kind of the Warriors Today plot there in Edelston, Scotland, our own little kingdom there. It makes for an amazing last-minute gift, and Established Titles is actually running a massive early Black Friday sale right now with discounts up to 80% off. If you use the code chat, you get an additional 10% off as well. So go to establishedtitles.com/chat, use promo code chat to get that extra 10% off and get your plot of land next to me, as I am now Lord Harrison Graham. All right, Silver Surfer next up. What's up with Klay? Don't think he's had an accurate night yet. Yes, the surgeries, but he seemed to have dialed it back in at the end of the season last year. It's a good point. Klay Thompson's been off to a slow start, hasn't shot the basketball very well. These are the numbers heading into Monday night's matchup, by the way. So we'll see how he played in that one. But, yeah, I mean, look, the team outside of Steph basically has not played well early on. Draymond's having a decent year, but Poole's not shooting the ball great every night. Klay obviously is not. It has not been the title defense, start to a title defense that we were expecting. I mean, it just had. This team struggles on the road. So they got to ramp it up, man. They really have to ramp it up. I said on a video last week I'm not worried, and I wouldn't say I'm hitting the panic button, but let's see what happens in the next week or two, and that could impact how I feel about where this team is trending early on in the season. Osprey Vision, I want the Warriors to start playing like the Warriors. They're not fun to watch right now. It's true. It's true. And look, every team goes through a funk. The Warriors just happens to be early on in the season here. There's a lot of basketball left, a lot of season left. So, again, we're not hitting the panic button, but it's a loaded Western Conference. It absolutely is. The Warriors, if they keep playing like this, they will fall behind, and then it's gonna become a grind to rally and, not just make the playoffs, but get yourself a decent seed. At worst, you want to be a top 6 seed to avoid that play-in tournament. And as of now, they've fallen behind the 8 ball on that front. So again, no panic button here, but there is some concern. You can't. We'll ask you this question: how concerned are you? Scale of 1 to 10. The answer is not 1. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it's an 8 or a 9 with a 10 being full panic button, but I'd be at a 5 or 6. I mean, I have some concern over the Dubs' slow start. Now, I trust Steph Curry, Draymond, and Klay. These guys have been here before. Steve Kerr. I mean, I think they're going to right the ship, but you wonder if there's some lingering drama after the Draymond-Jordan Poole situation. Is there a bit of a championship hangover after playing a bunch of basketball last year? Your key players are well over the age of 30 now. So I'll say I'm at about a 6. I'm not panicking, but I am a little bit concerned. Clemente Nadas Jr., Brook Lopez, a good fit for Warriors trade. Draymond Green, I don't want any hindrance or any other commotion on the team. I do like Brook Lopez. I don't know if I would trade Draymond for him. Now, Brook's having a great year, and quite frankly, I don't think the Bucks would trade him with how well they're playing right now. He's averaging 15 and 7, one of the best shot blockers in the NBA, 50% from the field. He's really fit in well with Milwaukee since they added him a couple years ago, and the points are up this year early on, which has been really impressive for him. He's having a hell of a season. The Bucks are having a hell of a year. I don't think they want to mess with their mojo right now. And, hey, we all love Draymond here on Warriors Today, but let's be honest, he's a bit of a wild card. And if you're Milwaukee, I don't think you're trying to add that to your mix. And I think for Golden State, I don't think you're trying to move Draymond right now. I think he's going to be staying at least for this season. Beyond this season, all bets are off. He's got a player option. Is he going to opt in? Are they going to trade him? If he does, is he going to opt out and sign elsewhere? I think the 23-24 season, anything is on the table. But for this year, I think their core is mostly going to remain in place. Now, pick a player. Who would you rather have right now? Type BL for Brook Lopez or type DG for Draymond Green? Curious to see what you guys think down in the comments. All right, that's going to do it for today's episode of Golden State Warriors Today. I am Harrison Graham. Hit that sub button. Hang in there, Dub Nation. I know it's been a slow start, but we got to trust the process here. YouTube.com/WarriorsTV. We will be back with more videos very soon here on the channel.